Bob here, Corvette Bob, and I've got a story to tell today. When I bought this car, I didn't buy it with navigation. And if you look on my window sticker, the only options I got on this car were the automatic transmission and the gas guzzler tax, which wasn't an option I wanted, but I got a gas guzzler tax. Red safety belts, and the battery protection. I mean, it's like a battery charger setup. That's it. That's all I got on the car. The automatic transmission, obviously, which was $1,725, and the gas guzzler tax was $1,300. But that's it. That's all I had on the car. So I have no navigation, like I said in the opening there, opening screen. I have no navigation. But wait, I do. I do have navigation, and I'm going to show you how to get navigation. And what we're going to do is, I'm going to show you how to download a piece of software, and then take that software, we're going to go up in the car, put the software on there, and then we're going to have Google Maps on my display. But wait, I have no navigation. I didn't get navigation. Guess what? I now have navigation when I get through with this, and I get free, for you Corvette owners, listen to this, I get free updated maps almost daily from Google Maps. And if you've ever used Google Maps, I love Google Maps. So what I'm going to be able to do, and I'm going to show you how to do it. We're going to be able to go over here on my laptop under Google Maps, lay out a route that we want to go to, download the route to my smartphone, take the smartphone out and put it in the car, plug it into the car, boom. My route will come up on my display, and I have navigation in my car on my display, even though I didn't buy navigation. I saved myself, what, $1,700? And I've got free updated maps, which is not a bad deal. So I'm going to show you how this whole process works. It's actually pretty simple. I'm going to go through the whole process right now. Let's come over here, and I'm going to show you the download on the phone. Let's do this first. Okay, the first thing I'm going to do is take my smartphone, and I'm going to go to the Play Store, and I'm going to go up here to Google Play, and I'm going to search for Android Auto. You see, I've done this before, but you would type in Android Auto right here, and then hit that little green button with the little circle on there, and I'm going to do Android Auto. And then I'm going to, there it is right there, Android Auto, Maps, Media, Messaging, and all that, Google. I'm going to click on that, and I'm going to say, okay, install that puppy. So it's installing it. And now I'm going to go over and open it. And now the trick is welcome to Android Auto. Android Auto makes it easy for you to use apps and Google services on the road. You can mount your phone or connect it to your car's screen. So we're not going to mount the phone because it's too small. I'm going to put it on the big screen in the Corvette. I'm going to have a nice big screen display rather than the small. You could use this. You could stop right here and just use this, and you could download your maps from your laptop or your desktop computer into the phone, and then go on about your way, go on your route using just this. But I want to use that nice display in the car. So I'm going to get started. Allow Android Auto to access a bunch of stuff. And now it says hi there. I don't want that. Get out of here. Continue. Allow it to make and manage your phone calls. Yes. To access your contacts. Yes. Access the device's location. Oh yeah, we need that for the maps. Allow Android Auto to send and view SIMS messages. Yep. To record audio. Yep. Continue. Now I'm going to keep going through this map in case you want to jump forward until it tells me to go to the car. Okay. And let me go back. Notification screen. Android Auto. Allow. Now it says connect to your car. So Mount your phone to a dock where it's easy to see the screen. Connect to a charger to keep the screen on. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take my USB plug that goes in the bottom here. I'm going to plug it into a USB port in the car. And then I'm going to look and make sure I have Android Auto in my car. And if I do, bingo, I'm all set. And we can go. And then we're going to come back here and I'll show you. Let's go out to the car and hook this baby up. Back out in the car, we want to make sure that Android Auto is in the car. Well, I know I had gone to the screen and I'd gone to settings and I had gone down here and I saw that we do have Android Auto. That's very, very important. See Android Auto right there? That's good. So we're good. So let me go back here, but I don't see it up on the screen. Well, here's the thing. You're not going to see it on the screen until you plug the phone into your car. And that's what I'm going to do. Let me set the camera down just for a minute. And what I'm going to do is take the phone, okay, and I'm going to put this jack into the phone. And when I do that, if you look up here, there's Android Auto. So now we're good to go. We do have Android Auto. It does work. Down here it says launch Android Auto. They got all nice good signs for us there. So we're in good shape. So now we're going to go back inside and plan out a map and come down, come back out here and see how the map goes. So stand by. We'll be back here in a minute. We're just going to go inside again and set up a map and then put it up here. It's going to display up here on the screen. Watch what happens. Now I've laid out a route to go from here to the National Corvette Museum. And you can see on my screen there is a route. It's kind of interesting how these routes, most of you know about Google Maps. You know, if you take the cursor over here where the gray line is and I click on that, that'll change the route to that route, or I can bring it over here, or I can drag routes all around. I'm just going to leave it as it is for now, just for demonstration purposes. And so now the idea is I want to get this map and this route from my laptop over to my cell phone. And lo and behold, right over here, there is a message. Sometimes you just see the icon, the little cell phone icon, but this says, send directions to your phone. How easy is that? Click on that and listen what happens when I click this. First of all, it's going to say, oh, you want to go to the Droid, do you want to email it, or do you want to text it? No, I want to go to the phone. Listen. Okay, that little doodle-doodle-doo, that's telling me it's on the phone. So we're all set. Oh, by the way, we could stop here. We could use the directions here on the cell phone and just do that. We could just do that. And if you notice up here, it says directions to the National Corvette Museum. I could just tap that now and use the cell phone as a navigation tool and navigate my way up to the National Corvette Museum if I wanted to do that. But this is kind of a small screen, and why not take advantage of the big screen out in my car? Even though I don't have the navigation option on my car. Let me say that again. I do not have the navigation option on my car. All I have is automatic transmission and red seat belts. And so anyway, we could use this just the way it is, use it from car to car. This is great. This works really nice. If I go on the wife's car, another car, on the motorcycle, I've used it in many different ways, and it works fine. But we're going to go out to the Corvette now, and, well, the first thing we're going to have to, well, I'll show you. When we go out to the car, I'll show you everything we're going to, the next bunch of steps you have to do. So let's go back out to the car. Okay, we're walking out of the garage, and one thing I forgot to mention, I don't think I mentioned it on the Stripe video, was that this video, this Stripe, is made to order. In other words, we defined where the parameters were in the Stripe, and we laid this red material is actually material they'd use if they wanted to wrap the whole car. So what they did was they laid down these lines that you saw in the video, and they pull a line and it cuts the material perfectly, right? Nice, beautiful straight lines. But we had to decide how wide we wanted it on the hood, how wide we wanted it on the roof, how wide we wanted it on the back deck, how the angles were going to go. So we laid down tape, if you saw the video. And so this is a one of one, I guess you could call it. You can't buy this stripe, is what I'm saying. You have to lay it down and lay it out yourself and do it. Most of the wrap places that do these custom wraps, if you want to have the whole car wrapped, but if you just wanted a stripe put on it, it's kind of a nice idea. Two reasons. Number one, if you want to change color, if you don't like it and you want to go back to the white, all white, I could pull this right off, peel right off. Secondly, it's not painted, so it would be a much bigger pain in the butt if it was painted to change all this. So I think of these things after I do the videos, and I want to get the information back to you so you know what the heck I'm talking about. And so that's basically what I'm doing. So this red will maybe come off someday, and it's much easier than trying to repaint the car. So anyway, let's get in the car and get this thing hooked up to our display in the car. One thing I found about Android Auto and the Corvette is it's kind of a finicky, I guess that's the best way to put it, kind of a finicky system. I'll tell you why. What I'm going to do now, I have the directions here as I showed you inside, so I could run this as a navigation tool. In worst case scenario, I could run this as a navigation tool. So now, as I scroll down, I see directions to the National Corvette Museum. That's what I want. So I'll double tap that, and up comes my navigation, and on the cell phone, and it's showing the route. Okay, and it's 10 hours and 25 minutes with usual traffic. Of course, anything unusual is going to make it a lot longer drive. I have not made the drive yet, but I hope to soon. Get back up to the museum, which is always a blast, by the way. I hope you're all members. And so now I'm going to hit start.
National Corvette Museum may be closed by the time you arrive. Head northeast on Tally Ridge Drive toward Dixon Lane.
Okay, 702 miles. If I left right now, I'd get there about 9:04 p.m. All right, so it's all ready to go. Now that I've got this set, I'm going to set this down. I have my plug already in the USB port inside my center console. And so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to plug. Well, let me start the car first. Now and by the way, before I do that, if you look up at the screen here, you will notice that there is no icon for Android Auto. There's none. Where the heck is it? Well, the only time it shows up is when you plug this thing in. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to plug in the phone. Oop. All right, I got it plugged in, and watch what happens up on the screen. There is Android Auto. Magically, it appears on the screen. And so what I usually do is I take the phone and I just kind of cradle it right there. It works pretty good as a cradle right there, although eventually I'd like to get a little one of those things, suction cup things, go right up here and put the phone right up there. Sometimes if this gets goofy on me, the Android Auto gets goofy, I can always use the phone, because that works really nice. That's really, really nice. But anyway, I'm going to hit Android Auto, and it says Tally Ridge towards Dixon, arriving at 9:06 p.m. I'm going to hit the arrow. Got to give it a little more of a boot there. So now it's showing the route, and it's zooming into where I am starting from today. And I'm going to use the center button, menu button. I'll scroll this out, and you can see the route. I'm going to pull this down, and you can see the route. I'm losing it here. Let me do recenter. That's always nice to have. So let me do this again, and I won't fool around with this. But you can see the route showing up, and it goes all the way up to the National Corvette Museum. So I'm ready to go. I'm ready to rock and roll. and we're ready to go on the trip. So if I started now, it would start giving me voice messages and take me all the way up to where I want to go, and I think that's pretty nice. And there it is. So that's how you get your, I'm going to shut this off. That's how you get your map from your laptop onto your phone, onto the display here in your Corvette. Let me repeat again, I do not have navigation on this car. I did not get, the only options I got with this car were the red seat belts, all right, and the automatic transmission. One of my goals when I bought this car was to try to get the lightest, fastest car again. I don't have that big wing out there. I know guys put on the big wings, they stick up. I don't particularly like the looks of them. And also, next time you're out in the car and you're doing 60, 70 miles an hour, take your hand and put it out like this, kind of like the wing would be, and feel the pressure against your hand. That pressure is against the back wing of your car, and it's going to slow it down. I noticed one guy who's very popular on YouTube with Corvettes. He's put one of those big wings on the back of his beautiful new yellow Z06. He's gonna go to the drag strip. It's gonna slow him down, I think. My personal opinion, it's gonna go slower. That little small wing I have up there, I think you're gonna go faster. Anyway, so there you have it. That's, if you have any questions, put them down at the bottom of the in the comment column if you want. If you're first time here, please hit the subscribe button. That helps a lot. And if you like the video, hit the like. And if you have any comments, glad to have them. Thanks, and have a great day. Couple of comments about the video. First of all, if you don't follow my instructions, especially where I take the cell phone, start the navigation, then hook it up to the car. If you don't do that, I find it gets a little glitchy. It doesn't want to work sometimes. But if I start the navigation, then plug it in, then it comes right up on the screen. I just touch the screen and I have the navigation going. So try to follow that instruction if you're trying to do this with your car. Secondly, what's the story about navigation? Well, I'll tell you what. One of the reasons I didn't buy navigation is I couldn't buy it separately. If I could buy navigation just separately, that would be great. If I could buy navigation with Google Maps on it and they were upgraded automatically, I'd be all in. So that's my take on the map thing. So anyway, thanks again for watching. See you next time.